What is up? Welcome to Ambre. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little break from Corpus Party to try another game. I saw this on Google Play. It is a visual novel type game about a man and a little girl. So I assume that this guy raises his girl as his daughter or something. Basically, all I know about it. Now, I already played a little bit of it, but only just a little bit, to try and see how this would work so I can place my face cam somewhere, and like this seems to be like the most appropriate spot for it. So without further ado, let's get into this. It was 7 p.m. On that beautiful yet cold autumn day. The wind shook the frail trees branches across the street. Tristan Mallory made his slow, tired way. A whirlwind of leaves caught his attention. He stopped to contemplate them for a few minutes. A spray of colors danced around him, fragrance of red, orange, yellow spread at random, forming a mosaic that stretched on for as far as the eye could see endlessly. It was a rare beauty in that gray and fuming city, in that noisy metropolis, constantly exhaling bad air. Coming back to his senses, the 30-year-old man shook his head. Now wasn't time to be daydreaming, he had to go home. The long day weighed on his shoulders, but if he was honest with himself, work wasn't the most tiring thing in his life. Since honest, well-paid work was somewhat of a luxury these days. Like a model employee, he constantly accomplished every task handed to him, and did more or less than what was asked. No, what was trying was a completely different form of fatigue, an appalling and crushing solitude that had been shadowing for years, ever since his wife... His wife what? Light tinkled from the front. Hold on, guys. Let me try and get a better angle. Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. Okay. The light tinkled from the front door opening brought him back to earth. He was already at his flat. A sad and mute living room sat waiting for him in morbid silence. Goosebumps traveled down his spine as he entered the room. Driven by desperation, he even took the time to hang his coat correctly but began slamming all the doors one after the other. Each time, the same emptiness answered his pleas. He felt a rising dread within. His last hope was the last door in the forbidden room beyond. He opened it slightly and peeked inside. Of course, there was no one. He fell heavily onto the sofa. The crushing solitude came back in full force, crushing him again and again, wounding his face with invisible cuts, the cuts of time. It was happening again. All of a sudden, Tristan Mallory was exhausted. His hand held his head, and his hands stared at the floor for long minutes. Okay, that's a little confusing. Then, after what felt like an eternity, he got to his feet. He moved together all the framed pictures that had been on the furniture and stowed them away in a closet. They needed to be out of sight. When he was sure there were no more pictures to put away, Tristan put his coat back on and went outside. It was cool, a bit dark, and there was still enough light to see by. It was an ideal time to take a walk. At least that's what he would have thought. As he hurried alongside, the 30-year-old man was anything but relaxed. Nervously, he walked around her most familiar places, looking for a surrounding that seemed to be out of reach. Sorry, guys, I have a thing with my words. While passing a park near his home, he heard a high-pitched, almost inaudible plea. His heart jumped and he stopped. In the dim light of the setting sun, he made out the silhouette of a little girl sitting on a swing with her head bowed, tears rolling down her cheeks. Afraid of startling her, he made his way toward her slowly and looked at her. Her clothes were crumpled, and she had neither coat nor scarf, and there were scratches on her hands and arms as if she had been in a fight. The park was completely deserted, and she seemed to have been there for a while. For a second, Tristan Mallory resisted the urge to leave her there, felt the urge to leave her there, to whatever fate lay in store for her, but he managed to then chastised himself. He couldn't do that to a child. So he knelt in front of her and asked in a soft voice, "Is something wrong?" At first, the little girl seemed not to hear him. She choked on her own sobs, hiccuped and shuddered. Slowly, Tristan Mallory stroked her hair and repeated, "Why are you crying? What happened?" It took long minutes for her to calm down enough to speak, but eventually, with a faint voice interrupted by sobs, she wiped at her tears and answered him.
"I don't know. I think I lost something important, really important, but I can't remember what it was."
Tristan Mallory sighed, feeling a mixture of compassion and pity. She seemed so lost, so vulnerable. He wanted to hold her so tightly, her sadness her sadness and her sadness melted away. At the same time, within him, a voice told him that he shouldn't be too forceful. He shouldn't take advantage of her weakness. So he tried to not lose face, to look reassuring, yet in front of the sad little girl, he did not feel self-confident at all. Are you all alone? Where are Mommy and Daddy?
I don't know.
Do you live far away from here?
I don't know.
What's your name?
Ambre.
Well, Ambre, you can't stay out here in the wind or you're gonna catch a cold. You don't want to get sick, do you?
No, I hate being sick.
See, you gotta go warm yourself up somewhere. The night's getting close.
But I don't know where to go.
In that case, what do you think about going over to my place? It's not far away from here. It'll make a much better sleeping place than the swing. Ambre seemed weary at first, but she had no other choice but to follow him. He gently reached a hand to her, and for the first time she lifted her eyes. They were washed out, blurry with tears and hesitant. He thought it a good idea to show her a smiling face to appear to be a reassured adult. Even with the fatigue, he caught her fine and frail hand and helped her get to her feet. Aw, she looks so adorable. The young girl's steps were wobbly and weak. She had probably not eaten all day long. He held her hand, making sure she wouldn't trip. The 30-year-old man removed his coat and shut the door behind him. Make yourself at home. I'll cook you something. Passing to the kitchen, he turned on the light in the living room so his flat looked less gloomy. While roaming through his fridge looking for a good meal idea, he stole several glances over the counter. In the living room, Ambre was still walking around, a bit wild, still on the defensive. She explored this new environment by looking around, admiring the ornaments. She didn't find much to pique her interest. It was a bland house, almost too bland. There were no clues about the occupants' lives. Taking advantage of Tristan being distracted by a packet of noodles, she escaped to the hallway and tried to find the bathroom. She found it quickly enough for returning to the hallway. Then she noticed all the doors were wide open except for one. She was drawn to the doorway, even before she had time to think. Intrigued, Ambre felt magnetically attracted by the slightly open door. Just one peek was all she wanted, but she couldn't see anything through the crack. Was this Bluebeard's cabinet? A frightening tomb where Tristan Mallory stored the corpse of his former wives? The little girl pushed the door open, entered the room, and switched the light on. Does this guy have a daughter or something? It was a bedroom with soft cushions filled with plushies. Plushies? Plushes? I don't know. A big bed proudly throned in the center of the room was accompanied by a pretty dressing table to one side. The walls were painted to look like a bright blue sky. The storage furniture, coordinated with the soy colors of trinkets, were overflowed with mysteries. On the nightstand, she could catch a glimpse of a nightlight shaped with a cute mascot. There was a fairy-like ambience around the strange room so that Ambre couldn't express a little exclamation of surprise. Closing the door so the 30-year-old wouldn't discover her hiding spot, she stretched out on the colorful bed, rolled into a ball, jumped about and snuck under the bedsheets. Oh, she looks adorable when she smiles. For an inexplicable reason, she felt at ease in this room worthy of the princess. It seemed to have been built for her, to correspond to her every fantasy. Then she noticed a big teddy bear which seemed to stare at her. Immediately she grabbed it, hugged it, and covered it with kisses. Her pale face was illuminated by a wide, pure, innocent smile. A child's smile. Meanwhile in the kitchen, Tristan Mallory finished cooking the noodles. He was about to serve them when he noted the absence of the little girl. Slightly worried, he called for her. Ambre? Ambre? Ambre, where are you? Nervous, he looked around in all the rooms, checking to see if she was in the bathroom. He searched everywhere in the house until there were only... The entry door made some noise when it opened. I would have heard her if she had left. Could she be in here already? She be in there already? Oh my god, this little picture is cute. With a contrite sigh, he headed towards the forbidden room and found Ambre playing with stuffed animals. His gaze softened. I suppose I can't do anything, he thought to reassure himself. Without a word, he went to sit next to her. On the bed, the little girl moved the stuffed animal's hands while making them speak. In her weak voice, she was narrating a stuffed animal tea party and seems to be enjoying herself. The light was back in her eyes, so she got mad at Plumcount and scolded her harshly.
It's dirty. Stop it right now. You're making a mess. Allie, what did I just say? It's dirty. You gotta behave yourself. And don't roll on the floor. You shouldn't make a fuss because you didn't get what you wanted.
As punishment, she sent the cow in the corner, ordering her not to move before replacing her for Pony with long eyelashes. The stuffed animal tea party hosted by the blue monkey was obviously not going as planned. The 30-year-old man eyed the little girl's every move with care. She finally noticed his presence. He felt he had to speak. Are you having fun?
Yeah, I know there's a bedroom like this in your house. Whose room is it?
It was my wife's favorite room before she left.
What happened to her?
It's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you another time. Meanwhile, the meal is getting colder. Do you want to eat?
Of course. What do you eat?
Belganese sauce with pasta. I've never heard of that dish.
Great, I love it.
That evening, Tristan Mallory admired Ambre as she wolfed down her food. He felt half amused and half distracted. Seeing her so happy soothed his heart a little, but at the same time,
Are you tired?
the child asked suddenly with a serious air. A little. I worked hard today. She said nothing, so amazed by the princess' bedroom, she revived the topic with starry eyes. Do you like it?
Yeah, a lot. I wish I had a similar room.
If you want, I'll give it to you.
Really?
Oh my god, that face. My wife left a long time ago. Her stuff is still inside, and I don't use it. So if you like, it's yours. You can stay in her room while I'm looking for your parents and what you lost. What do you say?
Can I really? But it doesn't belong to me.
There is nothing sadder than a house without life, isn't it? I know my wife loves to rest in her favorite room. There she feels at ease, like on a cloud. But now she's not living here anymore. You seem to like this place, so I think it'll make her happy to know that her bedroom is in good hands.
And I can do whatever I want in it?
While I'm at work, you'll be able to play in this room as much as you want. I'll leave you some leftovers for the lunch. You have to heat them up in the microwave, and in the evening we'll play together if you'd like to.
Do I need to go to school?
No more school, only games. Okay, I don't know about all that. Seriously, she's still a little girl, she need to go to school.
Yay, great then.
In front of Ambre's overflowing enthusiasm, Tristan Mallory could help but smile faintly, almost pitifully. Yes, that's it indeed, he kept telling himself. He had to reassure himself all I'm doing is keeping her around till she remembers who she is and what she's lost. Waiting for her to remember. Thus began their strange routine. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. This is only just like a little bit of it, so I can see if you guys like it or not. Okay. Oh wait, give me 1 second. Alright, guys. So I hope you like this little bit of Ambre. I guess I plan on continuing this because, I do want to see the story till the end because it kind of has an interesting start to it. But I heard this game is actually a sad story, not actually a happy story at all. So, next time we're going to see what happens, and that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.